Hello and welcome to episode 138 of Nintendo Therapy, a show about the latest Nintendo news and rumors, as well as a celebration of all the things Nintendo. My name is Kevin, and joining me this week to go over a amazing Nintendo Direct that we've been waiting for forever is Sean.
Hi. Yes, Harrison was correct. It was a thing. So kudos to you, Harrison.
And Harrison is not with us this week, and that's why we don't have a video option unless he put it in post. I don't know what he's planning to do. But yeah, I don't think people really need the video anyway. So let us know. Let us know if the video is an option that you prefer. Anyway, getting into the week's events. So I promised you guys I'd let you know when I started Kirby and the Forgotten Land expansion and talk about whether or not it's worth the $20. So I figure before we got into Nintendo Direct stuff, I would bring that up. Do you got any issue, Sean? You want to tell me to just shut up and move on?
No, I want to know if it's worth me bothering because I held off.
So unfortunately, I'm gonna be a fence sitter on this one, and I'm very much in the middle. I'm not sure. It's gonna vary person to person. It's $20 for the expansion if you already own the game, and I don't do a lot of DLC, so I don't know what's normally expected for $20. But yeah, I don't have like a lot of a frame of reference here. Like I did Breath of the Wild and a few games here and there, but mostly. Like, I'm not going to, spoiler alert for way later in the podcast, I'm not going to do the DK Bonanza DLC. I'm not typically a DLC person. But this one, I did. It gives you 12 new levels, which gives you 120 staries to collect. The staries act the same way as the Waddle Dees on the levels. Okay. You know, like you get like three to five scattered throughout the level to look for. And then there's like hidden objectives to unlock more of them. So like things like make it through this section without falling or stuff like that. Like smash 4 of the snow sculptures, stuff like that. So they act the same way as the Waddle Dees, and it gives replay value to the levels for sure, the 12 new levels, because obviously I didn't get all of them the first time through each level, so you go back and you find the ones you missed. They also add a new boss with the expansion. So it's basically like a little side chapter where you've got the 12 new levels, and at the end of the 12 new levels, there's like a final boss type boss fight. And it adds a new boss rush tier to the Colosseum. So a new highest difficulty for that Colosseum thing.
Your favorite. A boss.
Yeah. I've actually done the full thing this week. I just like 2 hours ago finished the Colosseum, and now I only have like another thing it adds those little plastic ball trophy things where you use the vending machine to get them. It adds 2 new pages of those. So I'm only 4 short. So unlike DK Bonanza, where I would have to go and collect like a bazillion banana coins to get the remainder, I don't need to do much to get those 4 remaining ones. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm done. I'm done with the whole game. I did everything there is to do. I thought some new copy abilities would have been nice. In the new levels, they could have put some enemies that don't appear anywhere else in the game and done that. But they did add another not copy ability, another transformation. They added 3 new transformations, which was nice. There's a spring, there's like a cog that climbs up walls, and there's a sign, like a sandwich board that you'd see outside a restaurant that you sled down ice hills with. There's like I said, 43 new collectibles in those capsules. Overall, I don't think this is going to convince anybody to buy Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the base game. Like, I don't think anyone's going to see this DLC and be like, I got to get that. But if you've already got Forgotten Land and it's a game that you love and it's like a favorite game of yours, this is a great way to get some new content out of it. And I think it's also worth mentioning that I'm playing this from the perspective of somebody who 100%ed Forgotten Land before I did the DLC, and it kind of seems like the intention is for this expansion to be played during the main campaign. Like you unlock the levels as the regular story goes. So uh,
Okay.
I think it might have been a little bit easier for me because all my copy abilities were like fully leveled up. So there's that to keep in mind. As far as whether it's worth $20 though, I've seen a few reviewers call this an afternoon worth of content, and I think that's definitely being a little dismissive. I could see somebody just blasting through each stage just to see it and not finding most of what you're looking for and getting to the end and being like, well, that wasn't worth it. That was only like 3 hours. And it's like, yeah, it's because of how you played it. Um, but if you play it just like you played the rest of the game where you're like enjoying it and you're I don't want to say taking your time because you don't have to go slow, but if you're actually playing the game to play it and not just to get through it, I think there's about 5, 6, maybe even more. I would not be surprised if somebody told me it added 10 hours to their gameplay. So saying it's just an afternoon of content, I think is a little dismissive. I don't think the average person playing video games is playing enough to finish this in an afternoon. Maybe 2 days, maybe three. It took me a week. I was only playing in like hour or two chunks at a time, but it took me the whole week. Um. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if I could say that this is worth the $20. It's hard to say. It's if it was already a game you loved, this adds more to it. What I don't see happening, I don't think this makes the whole package worth I think it's $80 for if
Yeah.
you don't have the base game already. Don't do that, I don't think. What I would recommend is do it the way I did it. Buy the base game for 60, see if you like it, and then if you want more, buy the DLC. That's obviously how it's designed to be done. I don't think it's worth the full 80 for the full package all at once. So that's just my 2 cents. And
All right.
yeah,
So
that's
I would probably hang on my wish list and I'll wait for a sale.
yeah, or wait for a lull in games you're playing. Like I said, if you enjoyed the base game, it's definitely an extra 5 days to a week's worth of new content, unless you're one of those people who plays for like 10 hours a day, and then maybe you'll finish it in a day. But I think the average person is going to space this out over at least a week.
Yeah, I don't
So
have time to rush through games just for YouTube videos. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like anyone calling this, oh, it's just an afternoon of content they added. It's like this, you're not enjoying the game. You're just trying. You're running through. You're probably not even saving all the guys, and you're just trying to get to the end to see it. And yeah, no good, no bueno. I mean, if that's how you enjoy it, good for you. But I think most people, I've said it a bunch now. I keep repeating myself. Most people are going to get about a week out of this. So that's nice. So now that that's out of the way, we can talk about this Nintendo Direct. Whew. They gave us a lot of information in here. I am happy about a lot of it. Let's talk overall before I go line by line here.
so
Overall, what
yeah,
did you think of this Direct?
I thought it was a good direct. So I kept my predictions. So I'll kind of you know bring up when I'm right and when I'm horribly wrong. But I thought it was a good direct. I mean, at
Mm-hmm.
no point was I like, oh man, I need to get that. And I was only kind of like not happy about one thing, but we'll get
There were some
there. But
surprises in there for sure.
there was a lot of surprises. There were things I thought would happen, and they didn't, like, in any way. I was like, oh, that, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't expect that. So
Yeah. Yeah, I expected more announcements for Nintendo Switch Online, which we'll get to what they did announce when we go through in order. But I thought for sure we were going to get Luigi's Mansion because it's Halloween season. So I'm wondering if they'll drop that in October or if they're just not in line with my way of thinking and they're not going to release it at Halloween time, which they should. Like, come on, guys. Uh, what else? I think if you took the Mario 40th anniversary out of this thing, it's kind of still on the good side, but more of like a B, maybe even a B minus direct. But the Mario 40th anniversary stuff really, really made this a good direct. Like this totally took it to A plus territory. Um, wasn't perfect, but definitely a lot of good stuff here. So yeah,
So where's it?
let's get into it. Let's go line by line. So one of the first things they showed us was a teaser trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So I don't know what all those reports were about a couple of months ago that the title was going to be Super Mario World. Wasn't that like an official announcement? Am I crazy?
I feel like it was, but the fact you said it's a teaser trailer, okay, I was pseudo correct that they were gonna show a Mario movie teaser trailer. So
Yeah, I expected that going in too, because that's about the time frame, believe it or not. Because the teaser trailers tend to come out 6 or 7 months before the movie, and that's exactly where we are right now. So they're right. It's not like they gave it to us early. You know what I mean? Like it was about time for a teaser, and they put it in their direct. It makes sense.
I think the funniest part of the whole like I love that Shigeru Miyamoto was involved, so that was cool. But when he
Yeah.
threw it over to the guy from Illumination, who seemed like he
Oh
like
yeah.
got caught in the middle of something and was like, "Oh,
He was
hello."
for sure reading off of cue cards. Like, I don't know why they didn't get some, like, he clearly wanted to do this. You know what I mean? He's like, no, I'm going to be the one who presents it because he was not an on camera personality
He,
for sure.
he was so caught off guard, and it made it so funny to me to watch.
But I do like, and I wonder if this was because this was a bigger direct. One thing I noticed is you remember the last two directs, one of my complaints was I don't like when they do subtitles, they should dub it over because I'm doing other things while the direct is
Oh
on and
yeah,
I don't want to
they
miss
did do
anything.
the dubbing again.
This one was dubbed exactly, and I think that's because it was a bigger direct. So that's nice. But the Galaxy title, I'm excited because that gives a lot of possibilities for the movie. One thing I don't like is this kind of, how do I say this without upsetting people? I feel like this just reaffirms for a group of Mario fans that the Galaxy games are like one of the most important things to ever happen in Nintendo. And I honestly don't see it that way. They're great games, but there's a section of gamers that treat those games like it's like the Ocarina of Time of their generation. And I'm just like, they're great Mario games, but like, I don't feel like they defined anything. You know what I mean? It's they took the concepts of Sunshine and 64 and added some gravity mechanics. It wasn't, I don't know, those games did not blow my mind in the way that I guess they did some people. And this is just going to reaffirm for them that Nintendo believes these are like pillars in the history of Mario instead of checkpoints. Um, so if you disagree, let me know down below in the comments section because I don't want you to get it twisted. I did say I love those games. I just don't think they were a groundbreaking revolution or revelation. Like, you know what I mean?
I just thought
Yeah,
they were fun, but and they were the better motion control games for Wii.
that
Like I
is
think it
true. Yeah. I
implemented
will
that
say
stuff well.
most Nintendo first party stuff on the Wii used the motion controls well. It was like third party developers kind of struggled with it, probably because it was an afterthought because they also wanted to release their games on PlayStation. So that was where the conflict of interest kind of came into play. But yeah,
But
great.
I'm with you. They're very good games, but I don't see them as oh, there's the original Super Mario Brothers, and then Super Mario Brothers 3 or World, depending whatever you want to do. You know, we're kind of the next thing, and then Mario
Yeah,
64.
yeah. And then
So,
skip Sunshine. Everyone skips it, which I don't necessarily think is right. But yeah, that game had some problems, but it was a moment, as the kids say.
so yeah, I agree. They're
Let's
really fun, but they're not like you absolutely need to play Galaxy. So
But speaking of which, I absolutely need to play Galaxy because it's coming to Switch. And on the backside of
again,
me seeing the movie title, Yeah, again, on the backside of me seeing the movie title and going like, oh, I kind of wish it was still called World. I then saw these and I was like, ooh, so that tells you that just because I was talking some ish a second ago, it doesn't mean that I don't like these games. I was really excited for this collection because there's only two mainline Mario games I haven't ever played. Galaxy 2 and New Super Mario Brothers 2. And now
You've
I'm
never
finally going to
played
be
Galaxy
able.
2?
I never played
Really?
Galaxy 2. No. I just, because, like I said, when Galaxy came out, I was kind of blase about it. And I've already talked about how the Wii was kind of the era where I dipped out of video games for a second until the Wii U brought me back. So I just wasn't interested in playing a sequel to a game I was just like lukewarm on. But now, with hindsight, I definitely I've seen so many people rave about Galaxy 2 and I want to go back and experience it. I've seen all the criticisms as well, so I'm prepared for them. I know it's going to be a little bit more linear. I know it's not as big as Galaxy, but it's still something that I need to cross off my list. And now it's going to have some extra content, which is cool. I think they've been sitting on this since the 3D All-Stars release, by the way, because you know I love my conspiracies, and Harrison isn't here to swat them down this time. Um,
You're
the,
crazy.
there were I remember reading reports from like quote unquote industry insiders back in the day that said that there was a Nintendo Switch ready version of Galaxy 2. It just wasn't finished in time for 3D All Stars. And people for like a year kept spreading this rumor, and we thought it was going to get released separate or maybe released as DLC for All Stars or something, and then it just evaporated. I fully believe that this is what it was for, and Nintendo has just literally been sitting on this for all of those years because people who work at Nintendo have confirmed that they will finish games that they keep on the back burner until they feel it's the right time. So this is probably one of them.
I mean, I was happy they did this and not the new Super Mario Brothers collection.
Yes.
So I
Although
was
that would
glad
have had another one of the games that I'm missing. Now I just have to go on Facebook Market, and because I still have my DS. So I'll just go on Facebook Market, buy New Super Mario Brothers 2, and I will have played every mainline Mario.
But yeah, I played Galaxy 2 when it came out. I didn't like it as much as Galaxy 1. I felt like Yoshi made it too easy.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that
But,
criticism as well, that it's easier than Galaxy. I'll have
but
to
I
form
mean,
my own opinion when this comes out.
yeah. Though the weird thing about this direct is that they'd like show something. I think they did. Maybe they didn't do it with this, but and then right at the end of they're like, and there's more coming later. I was like,
Yeah.
what? So, I think this was just October. Is that the release date?
For Galaxy, April.
Oh, all right.
Oh, and we should also mention, I almost missed this in my notes here. They have new amiibos coming out for them, which is really nice. I'm definitely getting those as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
they
not
went
coming out till
early.
April 2nd, 2026.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I get
Yeah,
that
they,
way
they
off.
said in the presentation the 40th and the 40th celebration of Mario is going to be the full year, I think. It goes from September to September. Kind of like the year of Luigi.
And the other thing I liked until they, proved me wrong is they didn't say it's a limited time release.
Yes, that's nice as well. So anyone who didn't get 3D All-Stars, now you have Mario 64 on NSO, you've got Galaxy here, and we have Sunshine coming to NSO at some point. So you don't need to worry about missing 3D All-Stars. All those games are going to be available.
And you can probably find it at a store because they really overestimated demand for that. But no, I mean that was a cool announcement. Was Wonder the next one?
No, I've got them in order, so I'll just take us
Oh, you
through.
got them in order. Okay.
Yeah. Mario Tennis Fever came next.
Then that's what it was.
This is one I'm on the fence about buying. I kind of want it. I kind of don't know if I'll be able to play multiplayer enough to justify it. Maybe I should have more people over. We'll see. I like that there's 38 playable characters, which is cool. That's almost like Mario Kart World level. That's like Smash Brothers roster back in the day before they got insane. Um, I hope some of them are unlockable because I really miss unlockable characters. Like, don't just make them all there from the get go. Make it so you have to win a couple of tournaments to get some of them, or because it's a tennis game. You know, it's the perfect opportunity to be like they did on Mario Tennis for Nintendo 64, where like the player comes in and you have to beat him in a match and then you unlock him. Like please,
I
please be
think
that.
I think they'll lean more into it because Mario Kart World, a lot of them are unlockable. So
Yeah. I've heard that you unlock them by collecting coins, but you don't spend the coins on them, which is kind of weird. Or they might not be coins, but it's something you collect, but you don't spend it on the character. It's just when you've collected a certain amount of it, which is weird.
so
Um,
this is one I gotta have a demo for because I played the. I think Aces was the last one. And I wasn't really crazy about it. And again, I'm not a big online tennis person, so I don't know how much I would play it. But I
the
like
racket abilities is really cool. It kind
the
of
racket
Mario
thing I
Karts
like.
the whole experience up. There's 30
Yeah,
of them.
I enjoyed that.
That's
Of
a
course,
lot of abilities.
of course, the one they show for Booze, the duplicate. I'm like, of course it would be that guy. Because why would it be?
30 rackets, dude. Like, I don't think there's 30 abilities in Mario Kart. That's I can't wait to see what some of those are. There's got to be
I
some
just
like
hope they're.
variations.
I'll be impressed if they're all different. Like I hope it
Yeah. Like one
they
might be a
actually
duplicate, one might be a triplicate, you know, like it's like the same thing.
one somebody just comes out and smashes your opponent with a hammer, brother, or something. But I we'll see. That one's gonna be demo dependent for me.
The thing that's making me lean towards a buy it is the adventure mode looks really cool. Like
It
it's
looks
a
like they
good way
put
to
more into it this time.
yeah, it's a good way to practice your skills and like get some one player um you know play time out of it with one player use out of the game. So that comes out February 12th of next year. So right at the beginning of next year that'll drop. And then the next thing was Super Mario Brothers Wonder Switch 2 edition. It's got a new plaza with multiplayer games. And before we get into them, that's all they showed. But I think a lot of people missed this detail. They said more details about this would be coming. So I
Yeah.
don't think it's just multiplayer. I think there's extra levels for the game as well. They just didn't show that here.
This one I was just surprised is a release for next year. I thought this
Yes.
one they'd put for this year because I don't know, it just made more sense to me if you're going to release one of these earlier, do the Switch 2 additional wonder.
Yeah. It's so the games they showed were collect coins, tag mode, pass the bob-omb, place donut blocks, and jump to the beat. So I think I'm going to pass on this one. I said at the top of this podcast, I'm not a DLC guy. So it's got to be something like I didn't get the Mario Party Jamboree either. The only reason I got the Kirby one was because I really, really liked that Kirby game. So it the game has to be like hit a tier where I'm like, I need more in order for me to get the DLC. I'm not going to get it just because there is more. You know what I mean? Um,
I'd have to hear what the coming soon part is because maybe
yeah,
they added new worlds and things like that, or
I'm
badges,
gonna
something.
bet it's similar to Kirby, and they either added one new world with like 8 new levels, or they added one new level to each world, which is what they did in Kirby, so that you got different biomes out of it. So they added in Kirby, they added 2 new levels to each world. So it might be something like that.
But yeah, as of right now, I don't need to get that again. So
Oh, and back to the Kirby DLC too. Another thing I'd like to mention. I thought they were just going to be like remixed versions of the worlds, kind of like the post game in that was. But no, those were like completely new levels, which I thought was really cool. They all kind of like start at a part where an existing level is, and they take you down a different path, which is 100% new level. So pretty cool.
All right.
All right, so the next thing they showed was another one that I'm definitely buying. So I'm at two definite buys and a maybe right now. Is Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Like, I love Yoshi games. I play games that are like for children. I'm gonna get that reputation on the pod. I want press A to win. The simplest thing. Uh so I like that it's got this cool storybook aesthetic. It looks like a mix of Yoshi's Story and Yoshi's Island as far as art style goes. I think it's very interesting that it's a Yoshi game with no eggs. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice much because I'm not a big Yoshi game guy.
Okay.
So.
It's like they rethought the wheel, Sean. There's no eggs in a Yoshi game. They might be there because the egg is still the O in the logo. So there's got to be eggs in the game somewhere. But, normally you throw the eggs as Yoshi, and in this they had the weird flower things. So be interesting to get more details on that. I think I'm a definite yes, just because honestly, this one's just full on just the aesthetic alone. I want to play this game to look at it.
I think it's funny that the Yoshi series seems to be one of the few times that they're like, "Hey, what if we tried a different aesthetic?" And then they don't try it in like the bigger games,
Yeah.
and people always love it every time. And it's like
Paper Zelda. Do it.
you could do a full whatever in one of these other series, but yeah, Yoshi's a no for me. I it just doesn't appeal to me. It's not stress inducing enough. Like it's it's too
So
calm.
the next thing they showed was a game called Dinkum, which was kind of like a Minecraft farm sim. And it looks
Because there's none
good.
of those.
But yeah, that was basically my thought as I was like, imagine how well this game would have done in like 2005. It would have probably been game of the year, like blown everyone away. But now we're in a stage where we're like, oh, another one of these. So Dinkum, I'm sorry, you look great, but you're not offering anything we haven't seen before. So there's that. But I know there are players out there who, like me, playing stuff like Kirby and Yoshi and Mario. There are players out there who just like to play these cozy games, and this is another cozy game for them to play. So if that's your thing, here you go. The next thing they showed was Papucom, I think it's pronounced, which looks like a fun time if you've got like a spouse or a roommate or someone to play with. It's a multiplayer only game, and it's the one that kind of I don't know if it's related to the Puyo Puyo series, but it definitely had that vibe of like shooting the little slime monsters at each other. So if you're tired of playing Overcooked or whatever you play with whoever you play with, this is looks like a good co-op game. No thoughts on Papucom?
I mean, I like the idea that you have separate colors and you have to work together.
Yeah.
But again, it's not like that's a pretty loaded genre too. So
I think it might be related to Puyo Puyo. I'm trying to find it real quick here. I don't know. It's potentially in the Puyo Puyo series. It's definitely inspired by it if it's not in it. All right, and then the next thing we saw was Mortal Kombat Legacy. Still looks good. Not anything we didn't know about, but I think it's really important with this game that they have all the different versions of each title. Like for Mortal Kombat, they have the arcade Mortal Kombat, they have the Super Nintendo one, they have the Sega Genesis one, they have the Game Boy one, they have the Game Gear one. And I don't know if they need to go that far, but what's good about that is I've been playing the Street Fighter 30th anniversary edition. And one thing I was thinking about while I was playing that is it's only the arcade versions of those games. And yeah, the arcade versions look much better, but they're way more difficult. So having
so
the
it's
system
funny.
versions is helpful because they're not as hard as the arcade versions.
So the Street Fighter 30th doesn't even have all the arcade versions of the games
Yeah, that's true
because
too.
Capcom Fighting Collection 1 has the last arcade version of Street Fighter 2, and Capcom Fighting Collection 2 has the last version of Alpha 3 or something. But so it's just funny to me that that's not even the complete Street
Yeah.
Fighter whatever. So the Mortal Kombat one definitely looks like it's more complete than that. So this is when I started. Well, I've
People are
noticed it before.
complaining that 4 and the Nintendo 64 version of
Trilogy.
Legacy trilogy, yeah, are not included, but you can't have everything, guys.
So this is when I started to notice that I guess the new thing's going to be the digital release is about 2 months before the physical release, and I guess that's
They've been
just
doing
in
that for a
general.
while. That's
Yeah,
not very, but
well, because was curious about that Chronos survival horror game until I found out it's a download cartridge, and I went, oh well, it's just going to sit in the wish list till it's on sale then, because I'm not going to get it physically. But Mortal Kombat's one I'm going to get physical, so I'm probably not grabbing it in October digitally.
physical combat. Got it. All right, and then the next thing they showed us is just like L is real in Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. It's also in there. Most people don't know it. L is real. FF7 remake is real. We've been hearing rumors since before the Switch was even revealed about how they showed off the Switch's capabilities with Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we've been hearing and hearing and hearing about it. And now we know that January 22nd, 2026, we will have Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Switch, which makes it sound like the rumors are true that we're saying we are going to get the full remake trilogy on the Switch or Switch 2 rather. And if they can do the Rebirth on Switch 2, I'll be impressed because that's a really big PS5 game. So we'll see. I
Yeah,
wonder what
it
the
was nice
file
to see
size on this is going to be.
proof that it exists. And again, I thought that was going to be a December release, but nope, month after.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's a month after. I wonder what bugs they're patching because unlike Nintendo, Square Enix is not opposed to releasing a game unfinished. um, and then we saw Hades 2. Harrison is more our Hades guy, so we'll probably get his thoughts on that next week.
So that was the bingo card thing I got right, is that we get a
Okay.
release date. So that
We got 2
I'm
release
not.
dates.
Yeah, I
Comes out
didn't really
September
get crazy.
25th digital and November 20th physical.
Yep. So another one for that. I'd play it, but it's going to be on sale because I looked up the price today and I went, oh, 30. Nope. So
Yeah. Right.
I still haven't beaten Hades 1, so I can't justify it anyway. But no, it looks
Well,
cool.
what you do is you buy Hades 2, you play through it, and then you treat the rest of Hades 1 like DLC. Huh?
Oh, there you go. There you go. But yeah, I don't know. It looks fun to me, but Harrison's more dialed into it. So
Okay, and following that up was Kirby Air Riders Amiibo, which November 20th, same day as launch, they announced. Okay, moving on.
so
Hyrule
the thing
Warriors?
that well, with Kirby, they also said it was getting a second direct, which
Yes.
I thought was fascinating. So I don't know if my prediction of showing another mode in Kirby counts because it's gonna
Yeah.
get another direct, but yeah, they went amiibo crazy this direct. So
Well, yeah, I had that as a note later, but I might as well drop it now. I'm really happy that Amiibo is alive and thriving because I love the Amiibo, and I'm gonna be so dad. I'm gonna be so sad on the day that they inevitably stop making Amiibo and these things are just sitting on my shelf because even when that happens, I think they're cute and they're kind of a cool collectible, and that's exactly why I like them. Is you get something physical in the world for what is essentially a DLC. You know what I mean? Or not even a DLC, it's more of an in-app purchase. But instead of an in-app purchase, you're getting a physical item, you know?
I think
So
what's gonna be fun there is whatever the last amiibo release is, that's gonna be the one that no one will be able to find and people are asking for body
Yeah.
parts online, and yeah, and it'll be something ridiculous. It won't even be anything cool. It'll just be some side character or something. I can't find the pipe from Mario Brothers. Oh, I got that one. So,
And then they did Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Did they give a
which got a
release date?
release
I
date.
didn't catch
They
that. Let me
did.
check real quick. They did? Okay.
I was surprised. November. It's gonna be available. So I guess it's good
Yeah,
to
November
go.
6th. Yep. Yeah, I like that they were showing off some combat stuff, and it seems like they kind of broke up the monotony this time with some, like, they kind of like
Being able to
added a
switch.
lot of
Yeah.
abilities, but I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that whole series. I think I need to finish the copy I have on the Wii. I mean, the Wii U. I need to finish my Wii U game before I play any further in the series. Like, it would kind of be dumb of me to buy the new one if I never finished the first one I bought. So, yeah.
Yep, that's again, I don't know. I tried a demo. I played a demo for Age of Calamity and wasn't really sold on it. So maybe this one's different enough that I'd try it. So I don't know.
And then one of the bigger reveals of the Nintendo Direct was, and I'd seen rumors for this, but it's cool to see that it actually was true. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, which is a huge deal for people who don't play Dragon Quest. That is one of the like most sought after games in the series. People love Dragon Quest VII the same way they love Final Fantasy VII. It's just not as many people talk about it, but people who like Dragon Quest love 7. So the fact that they're doing a reimagined version, this is going to be one I definitely pick up. I just don't think I'm a day one on this one, but I will definitely own this game at some point. What did you think of it?
Why is it so sought after? Is it like stuck on a system?
I don't mean sought after like that. I mean like although it probably is, but I mean like sought after, like people are like chasing that experience. Like they're like none
Okay.
of the other Dragon Quests are as good as 7, you know? Just
Okay.
like people say about Final Fantasy 7, they're like, you know, oh, it hasn't, you know, 7 was the best one in the series and everything after that was garbage. Um so like that. I'm not saying everyone says that, but they're out there. It's a PlayStation game though, if you're wondering. Original
Okay.
PlayStation.
Okay.
And I think it had a Saturn version as well, which is probably worth a ton of money, like all Saturn games are.
Well, that was the other thing that I learned from the direct is that I'm sure it'll come up, but Nintendo seems to like be really screwing people on their eBay pricing, which is kind of
Yes.
nice. So
There was no version of Dragon Quest 7 on the Saturn. So, okay, I was wrong about that.
okay.
And moving on to the biggest reveal, in my opinion, of this direct.
So
The,
here's my prediction that was wrong on this. I
what?
thought they were going to announce Pokemon Coliseum was getting added this month to GameCube.
Good call, but didn't happen. The Virtual Boy. My boy. My boy.
Uh,
they
yeah.
The biggest wasn't no, the Wii U was Nintendo's biggest mistake. The runner up in our biggest mistake contest for Nintendo, the Virtual Boy. I need that accessory. And it's just like everything else with Nintendo. They had pre-orders for it. They sold out immediately today. Um, all 14 games. That's the full North American library, Sean. All
Oh, I didn't
14
know.
games are coming to the service. Obviously, not all at once, but the cool thing about that is that if you don't mess with Virtual Boy like I do, you don't understand that there's a game called Jack Bros on the service that literally sells for like $900 on eBay because of how rare it is. It is the definition of prohibitively expensive. Like people cannot play that game. They could emulate it, I guess. You could emulate it, but people can't play it in a Virtual Boy headset because of how expensive it is. With the new Virtual Boy headset where they're going to let you play them as Virtual Boy games, You can experience it full on now, included in your service. That's amazing. That's another game that Nintendo has taken some of the value out of the scalping market. And I'm just like, to me, this was a personal uh biggest moment of the direct, because I told you this today. I have a memory of in like 1995 being in a Toys R Us, and they had a Virtual Boy display, and I think it had multiple games in it and you could cycle through them. And I remember the game I played was Jack Bros, and I liked it. And I was like, cool, I own a Virtual Boy. I'm going to ask for this for Christmas or whatever it was. And I didn't get it. I'm not trying to shame my parents. I'm sure whatever I did get that year was amazing, but I never got the game. And by the time I could go back for it, it was already a collector's item, because we know that the hand of fate swooped in and just destroyed the Virtual Boy. They discontinued that thing like 6 months after it started. Like there was no more selling Virtual Boy stuff. It was all gone, and it was just all a collector market already. So I never got to play Jack Bros except for that demo I played in a Toys R Us back in 95. And I think I actually have it as an emulator that I haven't played, but now I'm holding out. I'm going to play it on this Virtual Boy accessory, which, by the way, another
Yeah.
strong thought I have. I've seen people complaining online about what they're charging for it. They're like, oh, $100. It's just a piece of plastic, blah, blah, blah.
It's sold out already.
Exactly. I'm the guy who defends Nintendo and all their dumb decisions on this podcast. And here's what I'm saying. Yes, it's a piece of plastic, but so is a lot of stuff that people pay money for. Here's the thing. All the stuff that Nintendo sells exclusively on their what is it called? Switch Online store, whatever you want to call it, members only thing. They make it in a limited run and it sells out. So it's not you if you look at it more like it's a collectible, think of it this way. People pay $100 for a plastic statue because it's a collectible. You know what I mean? So at least this thing does something. Like people will pay hundreds of dollars for collectibles of any those Disney World pins. It's just a pin, but some of those sell for like a ton of money because people collect them. This is just another collectible. That's why it's $100. It's not going to be sold in stores. You have to go through Nintendo for it, and you can only get it when they say it's in supply. So that's why it's $100. Like they want to sell through their inventory and get as much for their inventory as they can. And also, before I move on with the rest of the direct, I'm going to justify this one other way because I've seen a lot of people hating on it. And it's like, I'm like, no, I want this thing now. So also think of it this way. If you want to play an authentic Virtual Boy experience right now, your only option is to spend $300 on an eBay Virtual Boy and get games for it. This, for a third of that price, will allow you to have the authentic Virtual Boy experience. And if you've already got the Switch Online expansion, you don't have to buy games. So that's why I'm happy for it. That's just my 2 cents, my biggest outrage of the week.
I mean, it was a pleasant surprise, and I mean, like you said, they're kind of made to order, basically.
Yeah,
More
it's
or less.
just like the controllers, guys. Like, how often do you go to buy a Nintendo 64 controller on there and it's not available because they haven't restocked them? It's going to be the same thing. Anyway, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond was next, and lo and behold, we finally got a release date. It is not delayed until 2026 like some people thought it would be. December 4th, Metroid Prime, the third game in this direct I will be getting. I already knew I was going to get it. That motorcycle sequence looks so cool, didn't it?
It did. That's what did it, though, huh? You were like, oh, she's got a Tron bike. Now I need to get it.
No, I was already getting it. It was already in my planned games to get.
No, that
I'm
piqued my interest
disappointed they
a
didn't
little more.
also announce that 2 and 3 were coming. I thought that I mean there's still time, but I'm almost giving up. I think they might drop on the service.
It's still weird that they're
Well, no,
not out
3 is a
there.
Wii game. 3 is a Wii
Yeah.
game, so it won't come to. But anyway, And this is another one with new amiibo, which again, glad to see amiibo's not dead. I thought it was weird that they don't come out the same day as the game. Did you notice that? Like,
I think they've done that before with Metroid.
huh? I wonder why.
I think Samus Returns that might have happened too.
Okay, and then the next thing we saw was the DLC for DK Bonanza.
Could
So
have just
we
been in the
had,
game.
you can visit DK Island, and then and then they also have this new challenge mode where you have to smash green gems in a timed
Yeah, yeah.
thing. Yeah, it didn't sell it for me. I like that there are demos available for it. They made a new demo available for Bonanza main game, and they made a new
Yep.
demo available for the DLC. Sean loves his demos. I'm sure he was happy about that.
I was happy
Again,
about that. I wasn't
yeah,
happy about the $20 to go to DK Island
yeah.
when it
This is a
clearly
perfect
just looked like
example of what I said before with how I weigh DLC. Because I was like, what did I say earlier? I said it has to be a game where I want more, and I'm not going to buy it just because there is more. I'm not getting there is more Bonanza, but I'm happy with the Bonanza I played. I don't need more. So that's where
yeah,
I am.
I can't give you $20 to go to DK Island. Like, why wasn't that in the game? Like that
I
this is the
really
only part
thought
of
it
the
was
direct
gonna
I
be.
kinda irritated with. Other than that, all good, but I was like, this is clearly you guys just taking content out and selling it later. So
I really thought DK Island was gonna be in the game. I thought that when you finish the game, that was where you were gonna go. Like in the post game, you would start there, kind of like
yeah.
how in Odyssey you start in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yep.
Did they do? They didn't do DLC for Odyssey, did they? So
They did
that's
free DLC, but I think it was like all costumes and stuff.
okay. So that's kind of maybe this was originally planned for you to be able to go to DK Island in the main game, and they changed it. More
Well,
conspiracies.
you're just making me upset, so move on.
Next, we had Pokemon. I said to Harrison in a text too, I was like, it's an hour long. We're not going to be able to talk about everything in the presentation, but we're pretty much going to. We're mostly through. There's a section with like a bunch of like indie stuff where we won't bring up each game, but we're pretty much talking about the whole direct. Next was Pokopia. This one looked cute. Again, if you're the type of person who loves a cozy game, I like how they mentioned in the trailer, they were like, there's no rush. Play at your own pace. And I'm like, that's almost every game. But yeah, uh,
It's just a
it looked
creepy
cute.
game.
Yeah, where you're a Ditto that
Yeah.
turned into a human, which I didn't know Dittos could do that. That implies there could be a lot of crime in the Pokemon world if you could train your Ditto properly. Like, copy your neighbor and then have him go rob a bank. Like,
My Ditto is the base safe cracker in this entire
yeah.
town.
But yeah, it looked cute. I will say, like, there was a part of me that I was like, if this is the right price, I'll get it. But I know for a fact Nintendo is not going to give this because to me, the right price for this is like $40. And I'm like, there's no way Nintendo's going to price it that low because it's Pokemon.
There's a $65 game. See, it's not quite 70.
Why don't they do five? Like, I swear I don't want to keep talking about the Kirby DLC, but that was almost in my notes, so I'll say it here. When I say I don't know if it's worth $20 for everyone, I honestly feel like 15 would have been the good price for that. It's a little more content than I think $10 is worth, but it's a little under 20. Like that should have, but they don't do 15. That's so weird. Anyway, Pokemon Pokemon Poka comes out. I don't have the release date. Moving on. There's more Pokemon Legends ZA info. To some people, this was the highlight of the direct. Maybe Harrison will be able to talk about this
This?
next week.
Or them
What's that?
immediately announcing DLC for it right after.
I prefer that. I would rather they be upfront about when DLC is coming than make you wonder if a game is going to get DLC. Like I keep
Well, I
seeing people
mean,
guess about DLC for Mario Kart World, and I don't think that game's ever getting DLC. but they make you guess, you know? Like some people still hold out for what was it? That they're like, "Oh, maybe we'll get DLC for this." I don't know. But you never know, you know?
I just thought it was funny because you're like, oh, here's the game you know about, and get your wallet ready because there's going to be DLC too. But it's Pokemon, so of course it's DLC.
I mean, there's people out there that buy both versions of each game, which basically makes each game a $120 game for them, plus the DLC. So, yeah, it's crazy. And then this was the dumping ground I talked about here. We're not going to bring up every title. Was there anything you liked in this this slapdash montage of like here's 20 games that are also coming? Did anything stand out to you?
No, not really.
Yeah, okay, that's where we can save some time. If there's anything in the dumping ground that stood out to you, let us know in the comments below. I'm really curious if I missed a hidden gem in there. But they had two more major announcements for this direct. One of them was a really big surprise. They revealed Resident Evil 9 Requiem is coming to the Switch 2, which is that the first time they've announced that game?
For Switch,
For yeah.
not in general.
Yeah, though, but like that's the first time they've announced that for a Nintendo console. Okay. And then they announced it the same day, which you'd think they'd want to do it a month before or something to get people hyped up, but whatever. The same day they'll be dropping Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Biohazard on the service. I did see rumors before the direct about Resident Evil 7 coming, so those people were right, but it's kind of funny that it was almost like an afterthought. So, they were right, but it wasn't featured.
So it just that answered my question as to if they were going to abandon cloud versions of games because right now
Mhm.
7 and 8 are cloud games on Switch. So
I think they said that all the Resident Evil games coming to Switch 2 are full carts, like full
yeah, yeah,
experience.
yeah.
So no
So
more
this
cloud.
this was proof that they're moving away from that. So it
Unless you
probably
play
means
Final Fantasy 7 remake, then you have cloud.
right.
Yeah.
So this probably means the 2 and 3 remakes will come at some point, and then you'll be able to play Resident Evil's 0 through 9 on
That's really
Switch
cool.
too.
That's like my Final Fantasy dream, but for Resident Evil. Maybe I'll do that because I liked the earlier games. I just fell off after 4. Maybe I should go back. I've also seen rumors that they're gonna do a new version of what was
Code Veronica.
the Dreamcast one? Yeah, Code Veronica. So Code Veronica
Yeah,
might be getting a
that's
new.
the prevalent remake rumor.
Hopefully, I'd love to see it because that's from the era that I enjoyed. Era, whatever. The last announcement of the Nintendo Direct was so I really got to get into this franchise, guys. I need to know what I'm missing and what the hell is going on because I didn't understand anything in this video, but it's a big announcement because I know there's a lot of people out there who love Fire Emblem. So Fire Emblem Fortune's Wave is coming out for the Nintendo Switch family of systems. I don't know anything about Fire Emblem. My goal is, especially now that I just finished Kirby, I'm going to play some Fire Emblem games. I really need to know what this thing in my blind spot is. Have you ever played any of them?
No, I'm aware of what they are, and
Yeah.
they're big DLC games. So
Ah,
I know that, but yeah,
that's like
the
the
main
payoff to everything I've set up during this podcast. Like I'm not a DLC guy, not a DLC guy, not a DLC guy. I think I'm going to try this series. It's a DLC series. Like,
they're
um,
strategy games, tactical strategy games.
okay. I knew that. So are they like Advance Wars?
I guess it's similar to that, but they're a
I
lot
think I'll
more
just stick
story
to Advance
focused.
Wars. I still haven't
And
played the new one. I played them on my Game Boy Advance, but
oh, the remake,
yeah.
yeah.
Advance Wars, yeah. That's on my wish list.
But yeah, I guess it's similar to that, but it's all ancient Japan, sword and all that good stuff.
Marth.
Yes, you'd
Yeah.
know where all the Smash Brothers half the roster comes from then.
That's kind of my motivation. Like, I just want to know who these characters are. Like, I can only imagine, like, there's, it's more enjoyable. Like, once you know who they are, right? Like, if I didn't
I
know
would
who
think
Samus
so.
was, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't think she was such a cool character. Be like, okay, it is a robot. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Robot lady. Yeah, no, I get
I
it.
wouldn't even know. Well, I guess you'd know she was a lady because they always do like little
Zero Suit
character
Samus.
animations. Yeah, and Zero Suit Sam. Zero. I wonder if they'll ever port. I wonder if they'll ever bring Metroid Other M to the Switch, since it's like the most hated game in the series. After the one that isn't even a Metroid game. Don't get me started on Federation Force, but
Yeah, they'll bring Other M before they bring Prime 2 and 3. I think that's the plan.
Nintendo, I got two things I really want from you because obviously you're not gonna bring Wind Waker HD over. Please give me Prime 2 and 3. And please give me, and the new Yoshi game almost confirms this won't happen, but I want Yoshi Woolly World on the Switch. What the heck? Why did you forget? You brought over every other successful Wii U game that was a first party Wii U title, like not a remake like Wind Waker, like a original game for the Wii U. They're all there except Woolly World. What the heck? It would sell 3 million copies easy and you wouldn't even have to remaster it. It's already in HD. Come on.
They're shoving it further into the corner right now.
I
Like,
don't
nope.
understand. Like, I know, I feel like everyone has their own, like, I don't understand why Nintendo does this moment. And like,
Oh, yeah.
this is my Nintendo. Why does Nintendo, like, why wouldn't you put, even if you do it digital only, so you don't even have to print copies, like, put the game out there, man.
Why am I still waiting for a Donkey Kong Country Trilogy remaster?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's
Donkey
never gonna
Kong doesn't get
happen.
the love he should. Maybe now that Bonanza's doing the numbers, they'll go back and relaunch. Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna play some of the Donkey Kong games I missed. I almost texted you today asking which is better, Tropical Freeze or Returns. So
Tropical Freeze, I think, is better.
okay, I'll be playing both. I think I'm gonna play through the originals first, though. Kind of like I'm doing with Mega Man. I got to play Mega Man 9 next. I've done 1 through 8. Anyway, um,
Spotlight.
I think we could save the spotlight for when Harrison comes back,
All right.
because
Okay.
I'm sure he took some notes and played the games. For those of you who don't know, next episode we'll be talking about Brawl Brothers and the Peacekeepers on the Switch Online service. They are part of a trilogy with not tough enough. What's the game called? Rival Turf. The
I will first.
rival turf we've already covered. Apparently in Japan this trilogy was named all the same things so that like people understood it was a trilogy. I'll get into those notes next week though, but it was like such an whatever 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean? Um but anyway, that's our show. Sorry we didn't have a video version, but still gonna upload it to YouTube, still gonna upload it all the normal places. Let us know down below if you because we have comments on Spotify now. Comment if you care if there's no video version. I like that we do it. I like that we have the video there for you to like see the things we're talking about. But I don't know. I don't know if we're just putting Harrison through more work for no reason. So comment down below. Let us know if you want us to keep up with the video version. We'll have it back either way. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I can't wait to talk about all this stuff with Harrison and find out his thoughts. See you then.
Virtual Boy.